One day, in a blissfully sunny afternoon in June, I was walking home from a friend of mine's funeral. His name was Adam. On the way home, I was walking past the nearby drainage facility, which happened to be located near the cemetery. I could see a manhole with something that looked like a baby's hand out of the side of it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I walked up and investigated it, but when I looked back down, it was gone. I thought it must be my mind playing tricks on me, so I thought nothing of it and carried on. The next day I was out at my local town, which is full of shops and such, when I noticed there was another manhole in the ground and I saw the baby's hand again. I couldn't believe this. Surely I couldn't be seeing things again. I bent down to try and get a closer look, but the hand withdrew from the manhole and I couldn't see anything. This really creeped me out and I thought I needed to get out of there, so I ran down a back alley until I was too tired to continue. I began to get my breath back until I noticed there was nothing down this alley except a single manhole, which was open. There was white smoke coming out of it, and I couldn't see anything down it. I could hear babies crying, which sounded like it came from the manhole. I thought, why are there babies down in the sewer? Do they need help? So I decided that I couldn't just go past babies and leave them if they were hurt. I began to climb down the ladder in the manhole until the cries became louder and louder. It sounded like there were a lot of babies down there. I got to the bottom and there was rancid water all around my ankles, but I carried on regardless. I walked for what seemed about a 1/4 mile until I saw it again. There was a baby walking around like normal. It stopped when it saw me and pointed at the floor nearby. I looked down and saw a baby that had been decapitated somehow. My stomach turned and I was almost sick. What had been going on down here? I ran up to the baby and picked him up. He seemed to be unharmed, but what was also unsettling to me is that the baby wasn't crying. He had obviously seen the decapitated baby and wasn't unnerved by this at all. He pointed further into the sewer, so I carried on down the tunnel. The baby's cries got louder and louder as I carried on. I got to a vent in the sewer, which is where the cries seemed to be emanating from. I tried looking between the vent but couldn't make anything out, so I kicked down the vent to try and get to the crying babies, but what I saw in there changed me forever. There were small aliens that were probing and examining the babies. They were killing the ones that they didn't seem fit for their twisted purpose. I shouted at them to stop, which they immediately did when they saw that someone was here. They scurried away and left a mess of dead babies and dismembered bodies in their wake. I was sick from the sight of all the dead bodies around me, so I gathered up as many babies as I could and called the cops. I told them my location and they came to me to find the rest of the babies I had told them about, but when they got down there, they said they found nothing and they told me I was sick for joking about this. When I came to look around at the other babies I had brought out with me, they had totally vanished. Right before my eyes. When I woke the next morning, still utterly stunned and terrified at what had happened the previous day, I decided to get out of the house as it was driving me mad, thinking about everything. I went to the local swimming baths to try and relieve some stress. It seemed to be working until I dived into the pool, and at the bottom of the pool there was a baby's hand coming out of the grate at the bottom. I immediately went home and locked myself there. I am never leaving the house again.